This is Honda CR-V and this is Nissan Qashqai. Don't worry, keyboard warriors, before you write something unpleasant, let me explain.
Sorry for my voice, guys, I'm still a bit under the weather. When your mother tells you to wear your hat and scarf, listen to her. Sure, Honda CR-V is noticeably larger than Nissan Qashqai. Honda is 460 centimeters long and over 185 centimeters wide, while Nissan is around 20 centimeters shorter and 5 centimeters narrower. Honda has slightly more powerful and higher displacement engines. We'll disregard the 2-liter CR-V hybrid because Nissan doesn't offer a hybrid drivetrain at all. Press CR-V is an Elegance trim all-wheel drive CVT model with a 1.5 193 horsepower engine. Qashqai is a Tekna Plus 1.3 160 horsepower DCT, but front-wheel drive. Price? At the time of filming, both cars cost around 37,000 euro as tested.
So, I want to show you what you can get for pretty much the same amount of money. Makes sense now? Good.
Honda CR-V debuted on the compact crossover market in the mid-1990s. This is the 5th generation. Nissan debuted over a decade later, and it is only in its 2nd generation. However, Nissan clearly hit bullseye with European buyers. According to carsalesbase.com, every year Nissan sells at least 200,000 Qashqais in Europe, while Honda struggles to push 40-50,000. In the US, only recently Qashqai's sibling Rogue outsold the CR-V.
Honda's boot is some 150 liters bigger than in the Qashqai, and it also has these handles to fold the back seats. Yes, it's a seat belt there, but you know, it folds, and it folds flat on its own. However, I think in everyday use, Qashqai, with its noticeably smaller boot, is more practical in everyday city use because you've got two of these shopping bag hooks, and as you can see, the double floor splits and it forms some sort of a barrier. So if you have some small shopping to put in here, it won't just be flying about the boot. So this, I think, is actually better.
But if you need more cargo space, Honda wins. You can also get the CR-V as a 7-seater. First generation Qashqai was available in an extended +2 version, but in 2nd generation it was decided clients looking for more space will be steered towards the more expensive X-Trail. Power tailgate is available only on top trim Hondas. Nissan doesn't offer it at all.
In the back, Qashqai loses big time, not because CR-V is bigger, but because Honda is cleverly designed.
Despite fancy upholstery on this high trim model, Qashqai doesn't really have much to offer in the back. There are no charging ports, no air vents, door bins are quite small. Unlike in the CR-V, where there are air vents, door bins are bigger and there are 2 USB charging ports. And there is more space, obviously.
In the front, Honda wins again. And again, it's not about size, but about technique. Or in this case, practicality. If Nissan is like Renault, Honda is like Skoda. Simply clever.
It's not that Nissan's cockpit is particularly badly designed, but Honda does it better. There is more space for everything. Controls are more intuitive. It's partly due to the fact CR-V is larger than the Qashqai, and partly due to the fact it's a new generation, not a mere facelift.
Infotainment in both cars is nothing to write home about, but if I were to pick a winner, I'd say the one in Nissan is less mediocre than the one in the Honda. Fortunately, both get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Also, Honda gets keyless entry and ignition only in 2 top trims, and in Nissan, it starts from the middle trim.
Automatic dual climate control or cruise control shouldn't surprise anyone these days. However, Honda makes me mad offering a heated steering wheel or head-up display only on the top trim. To be fair though, Nissan doesn't have these options at all.
And on the road, Even with the 1.5-liter engine and CVT, Honda is quite alright. And what about the Nissan?
This is the new 1.3-liter petrol engine. It comes in 140 and 160 horsepower variants. The latter is also available with DCT, like we have here. Nissan decided to replace its Xtronic CVT with a double clutch shifter. The engine feels punchy enough, though sound it makes under hard acceleration is not very pleasant. But at least DCT is doing its job right. All-wheel drive is available only with the most powerful diesel. Suspension copes with the bumps okay, but the ride is much better on smaller rims. Honda offers all-wheel drive in all engine variants, including the hybrid. Besides the 2-liter hybrid, the only engine of choice is a 1.5-liter iVTEC turbo. There is no more diesel. Speaking of the 1.5 iVTEC turbo and the US recall, Honda says the problem was apparently recorded only in the US and only in situations when the car was driven short distances in very cold weather. Otherwise, like its predecessor, the 5th generation Honda CR-V is much better to drive than most compact crossovers.
And how's the suspension?
Suspension soaks up bumps nicely, like in a premium car. It's partly due to more rubber.
Sound insulation is also important.
On the open road, as well as around town, this car is very well sound insulated. I guess the fact that CVT doesn't whine all the time also helps.
When I configure cars for myself, I tend to pick smaller cars, but with all the bangs and whistles. However, in this case, despite generous equipment level in the Qashqai, I'd still take the lower trim CR-V. And which one of these two cars would you choose? Let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit that bell icon, which is somewhere around here. Anyway, hit that bell icon to be up to date with all the new stuff I post. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.